Ladies and gentlemen, Unseen Economy here. Turn off every distraction. Close every browser tab right now. Because what I'm about to reveal is happening in real time, and it could be the single biggest trigger for silver in the entire 2026 bull market. Right now, as you watch this on April 17th, 2026, silver is sitting at $79.80 per ounce. But behind the scenes, something massive is building. A $100 silver trigger has just been activated. A massive call wall, the biggest options cluster we have seen in over 2 years, is about to snap. And when it snaps, it will unleash a gamma squeeze that could send silver straight toward triple digits faster than most people can even react. This is not theory, this is not speculation. This is options flow data, dealer positioning, and gamma exposure numbers that are flashing red hot right now. Welcome to the hidden economy. If you are new here, smash that subscribe button and hit the like button immediately, because what I'm about to break down in the next few minutes could completely change how you see silver forever. Stay with me till the end, because I'm going to show you exactly where the call wall is sitting, why it is about to break, and what the realistic price targets look like once the gamma squeeze kicks in. Let's get straight into it. First, understand what a call wall actually is. In the options market, a call wall is a massive cluster of call options at a specific strike price, usually a round number that everyone is watching. Right now, the biggest call wall in silver is sitting at the $100 strike. That is not a random number. $100 is the psychological barrier. $100 is the level where every retail trader, every hedge fund, and every algorithm has been staring for months. And right now, that wall is under extreme pressure. Dealer gamma exposure on the $100 strike has exploded in the last 48 hours. What does that mean in simple terms? When dealers are short those calls, they are forced to buy silver futures every time the price moves higher to stay delta neutral. The higher silver goes, the more they have to buy. The more they buy, the higher silver goes. That is the gamma squeeze mechanism. And right now, the setup is perfect. Silver has been coiling in a tight range after the recent correction. The falling wedge we talked about in previous videos has already broken out. The gold-silver ratio is sitting right at the critical 60 level and showing signs of rolling over. Oil is rolling over hard, which is secretly one of the most bullish things possible for silver miners. And now, on top of all that, the options market is loading up for a breakout. The $100 call wall is the biggest it has been since the January highs. Dealers are short millions of these contracts. Every tick higher in silver forces them to buy more futures to hedge. And once silver breaks above $82, $83 and starts accelerating, the gamma flip happens. The squeeze goes vertical. This is exactly how we saw silver rip from $61 to $80 in March. But this time, the call wall is much larger and the positioning is even more extreme. Let me show you the numbers. According to the latest options flow data, open interest on the $100 silver calls has increased by over 340% in the last 10 trading days. That is not normal buying. That is institutions and smart money positioning for the next leg. At the same time, hedge fund net long positioning in silver futures is still near 25-month lows. They are underweight. They are not in this trade yet. When they wake up and start chasing, the move will be violent. This is the classic setup. Smart money quietly builds the call wall. Retail is still scared from the last correction. Hedge funds are still short or flat. Then the breakout happens. Gamma kicks in. Forced buying starts. And the price gap's higher in a way that leaves everyone behind. That is what is forming right now. If this is already making you feel the urgency, hit that like button right now. It helps this message reach the people who need to see it before it's too late. And stay tuned, because in next, I'm going to show you the exact gamma numbers, the dealer positioning, and why $100 is not the top. It is only the first major target once the squeeze begins. It is Saturday, April 18th, 2026. Silver is at 79 or 80. The $100 call wall is loaded. The gamma squeeze setup is live. And almost nobody in retail is talking about it yet. Right now, the gamma numbers are flashing warning lights across every options desk on Wall Street. The $100 call wall in silver is not just big, it is massive. Open interest on the $100 strike has exploded by over 340% in the last 10 trading days alone. That is not normal retail buying. That is institutions and smart money quietly loading up for the breakout. And here's the part that should make your heart race. Dealers are heavily short these calls. They are on the hook to stay delta neutral. Every single cent silver moves higher forces them to buy more futures contracts to hedge. The higher silver goes, the more they have to buy. The more they buy, the higher silver goes. This is the gamma squeeze engine, and it is already revving up. As we speak, silver is sitting at $79.80. It only needs to push through $82 or $83 to start the real acceleration. Once it clears that zone, the $100 call wall becomes the next magnet. Dealers will be forced into aggressive buying. Algorithms will kick in. Trend followers will pile on. Momentum chasers will jump in late and chase even harder. This is exactly how silver ripped from $61 to $80 in March. But this time, the call wall is much larger, and the positioning behind it is far more extreme. You are watching the setup for a gamma squeeze that could send silver straight toward $100 in a matter of weeks, not months, and almost nobody in retail is talking about it yet. While everyone is still scared from the last correction, the big money is building the rocket fuel right under their noses. This is the moment where the smart money positions early and the crowd wakes up late. This is the moment where fortunes are made. Pay attention. If silver breaks above $84 with strong volume in the next few days, the gamma flip will be live. The squeeze will start feeding on itself, and once it starts, it becomes very difficult to stop. The last time we saw a call wall this heavy in silver, the metal ripped 30% in a single month. This time, the setup is even cleaner because hedge funds are still sitting at 25-month lows in precious metals. They are not in this trade yet. When they wake up and start chasing, the move will be violent. You do not want to be on the sidelines when that happens. This is your warning. This is your window. The $100 trigger is live. The call wall is loaded. The gamma squeeze setup is active right now. If you have been waiting for the perfect moment to get positioned in silver, this is it. The next 7 to 14 days could decide whether you watch the move from the sidelines or ride it to the upside. Drop a comment right now and tell me, are you seeing the same gamma squeeze setup, or do you think this is just another fake breakout? I read every comment. I want to know what you're thinking. If this is making your blood pump and you feel the urgency, smash that like button hard right now. It helps this message reach the people who still think silver is just consolidating. Because while they are waiting for a crash that is never coming, the call wall is about to snap. And when it does, silver will not ask for permission. It will simply go. Stay locked in, because next I'm going to show you the exact price targets once the gamma squeeze kicks in, why $100 is only the first stop, and what the realistic path to $120 and beyond looks like. The $100 call wall is loaded and ready to break. The gamma squeeze is primed, and the clock is ticking. Now let me show you exactly where this is headed and why this gamma squeeze could become one of the most violent moves silver has ever seen. The $100 call wall is not just resistance. It is the psychological and technical magnet that will pull silver higher once the gamma engine fully ignites. Dealers are short millions of these contracts. Every time silver pushes closer to $100, they are forced to buy more futures to stay hedged. The closer we get, the more aggressive their buying becomes. This creates a self-reinforcing loop where price acceleration feeds on itself. Once silver clears $83 to $85 with conviction, the real squeeze begins. The $100 strike becomes the next major target, and when it breaks, the move will not be slow and steady, it will be explosive. My measured target from the current falling wedge breakout is $100 to $120 as the first major pause zone. That is not a hope. That is the mathematical projection from the completed pattern. But here's what makes this different from every previous rally. Hedge funds are sitting at 25-month lows in precious metals exposure. They are not in this trade. They missed the bottom. They missed the recovery to $80. They are still underweight while the physical market tightens and inflation accelerates. When they finally wake up and start chasing, the buying pressure will be overwhelming. There will be no natural sellers left at these levels. The only way they can get positioned is by paying up aggressively. That is when silver does not just go up. It gaps. It rips. It leaves people behind who were waiting for the perfect pullback. We have seen this exact dynamic before. In 2020, silver went from $12 to $30 in under 6 months. In 2025, it went from $24 to over $100 before the correction. Each time the move started when positioning was extremely light and the crowd was skeptical. This time, the setup is even stronger. Inflation is heading toward 10%. The dollar has already collapsed below 98 and lost all its safe haven gains. Oil is rolling over, which lowers mining costs at the exact moment metal prices are rising. The gold-silver ratio is at the critical 60 level and showing signs of breaking lower. Every single factor is aligning at the same time. This is why I call it the 10% endgame. We are entering the final phase of a monetary system that has been slowly breaking for decades. Central banks are de-dollarizing. Governments are drowning in debt. The Federal Reserve is trapped between inflation and economic weakness. Silver sits at the perfect intersection of two powerful forces: monetary repricing as a hard asset, and irreversible industrial demand that cannot be substituted. When inflation hits double digits again, silver does not just participate, it leads. The last time we saw 10% inflation, silver nearly tripled in less than a year. This time, the positioning is lighter, the call wall is heavier, the gamma exposure is larger, and the structural deficit is deeper. The conditions for a parabolic move are better than they were in 2021 or even the 1970s. $100 is only the first major psychological target. Once that level breaks with strong volume and gamma buying, the next leg becomes even more aggressive. $120 becomes the realistic extension target in the coming months. Beyond that, in a full-blown mania phase, silver has the potential to retest its all-time inflation-adjusted highs in the $150-200 zone. That is not hype. That is what the structure, the positioning, and the macro backdrop are pointing toward. You are still early. Hedge funds have not even started buying back in force. Retail is still recovering from the March correction. The mainstream media is completely focused on AI stocks and ignoring precious metals. This is exactly when the biggest moves happen. When nobody's talking about it. When almost nobody's positioned. When the crowd is still scared from the last drawdown. The gamma squeeze is the mechanism that will wake everyone up at once. One strong week above $83 and the algorithms will start buying. 2 strong weeks and the trend followers pile in. 3 strong weeks and the late money starts chasing in panic. That is when silver gaps higher in a way that feels impossible in the moment but looks obvious in hindsight. This is your window. The $100 call wall is loaded. The gamma squeeze setup is live. The 10% inflation endgame has been triggered. The question is simple. Will you watch this move from the sidelines, still waiting for the perfect dip that never comes? Or will you position yourself while the smart money is still quietly accumulating and the crowd is still asleep? The choice is yours. If this video has opened your eyes to what is really happening in the silver market right now, do 3 things for me. First, smash that like button as hard as you can. It helps this message reach more people who need to see it before the squeeze begins. Second, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update when the $100 level actually breaks. Third, drop a comment right now with your realistic silver price target for the end of 2026. I read every single comment. I want to know where you stand. Are you targeting $100? $120? Higher? Tell me in the comments. This is the Asian Guy. It is Friday, April 17th, 2026. Silver is at $79.80. The $100 call wall is about to snap. The gamma squeeze is primed. And the 10% end game is already in motion. Don't miss it. I will see you in the next one.